I always say if you were to teach a dog one thing, it should be focus. Like if you always had his focus, you can get him to do anything and you can prevent him from doing anything.
Yeah.
And that's what we're gonna kind of work on, like, because the one thing of jumping up on people, you know, if he were sitting here focused on you when somebody came into the door, he's not going to be jumping up on them.
If I'm busy, he can very much just go out twice a day, but I don't know if that's even enough.
I would do probably 3 minimum.
Okay, fair.
Like 3 to 4 is what I would usually say, and just depending on the dog's energy level, it doesn't have to be like long walks, of course.
Yeah.
I just need to go to the bathroom. He's got lots of room to run in here and exerts his energy. And he wasn't like a destructive chewer or anything?
He hasn't chewed any shoes or anything like that. If there's cardboard or something, maybe he'll go for that.
Okay. Not the couch or anything?
No, not the couch. If there's little something on here, he'll maybe go for that, but he really hasn't chewed anything.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
He kind of just directs himself to toys.
Yeah.
And what about when you leave him? Is he okay?
Yeah, he's totally fine. It's nice because he doesn't really bark in those aspects or anything.
Like
Even
no
if I go in my room or something, I need to close the door. He'll scratch for maybe 10 seconds or something, and then he'll stop.
And then settles down. Okay.
The only thing, because the elevator opens up, sometimes he really doesn't want me to go. And when I press the elevator, he knows, and he'll stand right by it, and he'll get in it with me, and he won't get out. So there's a period of time I was having to go down the stairs.
Okay.
He's getting better.
Okay.
I just, tell him to sit and down and stay, and I have treats, and I'll give him some, and then as the elevator door's closing, I'll throw one more for him.
Okay.
But something he could for sure
work on that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, just because rescue dogs are definitely prone to separation anxiety.
Okay.
And sometimes it happens later on too when he does get comfortable. So what I would start doing is having one spot, and we can always just, like, you want to be able to just have him out here, right? Not like a room.
Yeah, no, he can.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we'll do, and we'll talk about this in a little bit, is we'll command him like to go to his bed. So it will be like around the corner, and like this is his safe spot. So separation anxiety happens because the dog deems you as their safe place.
Right.
And then when you leave, they don't know what to do. So as long as we designate something else as his safe spot, we'll be okay. So he should have a consistent place, just as a preventative thing, especially because the behavior that he's doing, like, don't leave me. I mean, a lot of dogs do that, and they don't have separation anxiety, but I just don't want it to turn into that.
I work from home majority of the time, so as great as that is, I'm here all the time.
Right.
So when I'm not here, that pattern changes. He can.
Yeah, he could develop it for sure. Yeah.
So I think he acted out a little bit when I was out of town one time, and my friend was watching him because she has a 9 to 5, so she was at work, and he chewed her book. Which was the one destructive.
Got it. Does he sleep with you?
He does.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would maybe then, if you start to see any more issues like escalate like that, is there a bed in your room at all?
I just got one. Yeah, he typically sleeps
in
on
your
bed
bed
with me, but he goes back and forth, and sometimes in the middle of the night he'll leave, and if I wake up to get water or something, he's right here.
Okay, so yes, name will be positive.
Right.
And another reason why is just because when you do want to say a name negative, it's going to be way more effective to say it positive. So this is going to be super important for the issue that you're having with him barking at other dogs.
Yeah.
It's an owner's natural instinct to be like, no, Hank. It's just like a kid. They're not going to respond. They hear their parents calling their name like in a negative tone. It's like, oh no.
Right.
Look at you.
Did you see that cut now with
Yeah.
What were they thinking?
Oh my gosh, I feel like I could have done it better. And I do not know how to groom a dog. Oh, he's like, I'm still happy. It'll grow out fast. It'll grow out fast. Don't worry. You're so sweet. You seriously lucked out so much.
Yeah, I've been looking for
amazing.
a dog for, I don't know, the last 2 years or something, but I've just been waiting for the right time to
Yeah.
get the right dog. Yeah.
Oh my
And I
gosh.
just don't know if I have the patience for puppies.
Totally.
And
You've
so
got
I feel like he was the best of both worlds. I feel so lucky.
Have like the puppy, but not the hard stuff.
The house
training thing.
Yeah.
That's
That was the
unreal.
biggest thing. 'cause I
I'm
also
so
don't like when my
surprised.
sleep is affected too
Yeah.
much, and it hasn't
Right.
changed whatsoever.
Oh my gosh, he's amazing. Good boy. Good boy. So, yes, it's super important with that to say his name positively.
Okay.
Like, people are so surprised at just that change in tone. Like, it happens when like dogs go at the window and start barking. Everyone's like, Hank.
So what do you do
No.
in that
You
situation?
say the name positively. So it's Hank
Yeah.
over here, and he's like, oh, something better over here.
I see, yeah.
It's crazy how effective just that change in tone is. So yes, name only positive. The second thing is that redirection is key to shaping behavior. So behind every single bad behavior, there's a reason behind it. And we don't usually think about what that reason is. It's just like, no, I don't like that, don't do it.
Right.
But there is always a reason. Dogs do have a reason. So you always have to think about, why is he doing that, and what would I rather have him do instead? So that's going to be a huge thing, like with the jumping. When he jumps up on people, he's doing it. Why? Because he's excited. That's how he wants to say hello. So the first thing is to not reward that behavior. So don't pet him when he is jumping up. But if we get in the routine of just making sure that he first goes to his bed while somebody's coming in, or just knows to sit in front of them, like that's what we would redirect him to do. Like, how would you rather have him say hi to somebody, is sit in front of them.
Right.
Just because if he's jumping up and you're like, no, don't do that. He's like, how do I get here? To, like, how do I say hi, then jump higher at your face? So yeah, redirection is key. Is there anything else that he does that you're wondering how to redirect him?
Honestly, it's more so just the barking, the jumping, and then his lack of awareness of personal space.
Okay.
I mean, it's
Just the
sort
barking
of
at other dogs, right?
Yeah, just barking. He doesn't bark at people or anything.
Okay.
If he hears noises, I mean, there's nothing else that he barks at. And
Yeah.
sometimes he doesn't. You know, I walked him last night and we ran into a bunch of dogs and he was totally fine.
Okay.
Other times, so I don't know what the differentiation is. It's not size.
Totally just his energy level and like how he's feeling at the
Yeah.
time. And I have a feeling that do you think it's total excitement when he's barking, or is it like a confusion?
I think it's excitement. I mean,
Okay.
and he'll lunge at them, but his tail's always wagging, you know?
Tail is not an indicator of anything, really.
Really?
I mean, it is, but there's
Okay.
more to a tail. It's the placement of it, how stiff the tail is.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
Only
that-
when he's on the leash, you know,
Right.
because if he's at the dog park or if other dogs are here or he's visiting other dogs
Yeah.
and they, you know, have freedom to play with each other, he's not barking. at
Very
them.
common.
Yeah.
That leash adds that like sense of frustration. So yeah, a lot of the times it's just pure excitement, but what we don't want with that barking on the leash is it to escalate. People will be like, my dog is all of a sudden aggressive because he's barking and lunging, and
Yeah.
other people will interpret it that way. But he's not aggressive, he's just excited. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but because of that one instance that he had, we don't want that excited, confused line to go negative at all either.
Right.
So I always give this little scale. So when he's looking up at you, preferably sitting in front of you, he's at full self-control. So that's going to be our goal when we go outside.
Okay.
Is for him to be just looking up at you. Once his mind wanders off, excitement builds, and the more excited a dog gets, the further from self-control they are. So when he's barking and lunging, if his mind is wandering this whole time, there's no dog around, people interpret it as like this, like no dog, and then all of a
Right.
sudden he just goes like that shit.
Right.
And then freaks out. But no, when you see this, I see this. So the first thing that we're going to do is get him to check in with us before you even see a dog, so that you always kind of keep him in this level, so that if he sees a dog right here, it's going to be a lot easier for him to control himself than if he sees a dog up here. So focus is so huge. So that's the biggest thing. Like, his name is going to be a command to focus. That's why we always want that response to his name. So we're going to do that. And also when he does check in with you, it allows, when we do let his mind go, it allows positive thoughts because it's so controlled, and then you'll say, okay, go say hi.
Right.
Sometimes, you know, maybe he won't go say hi to every single dog. Not in his own world, he doesn't have time to think negative thoughts about the dog. Does that all make sense?
Yeah.
So we'll do that. Yes! And then we'll work on the jumping, we'll work on this. The other thing, I'll just cruise through these rules quick so we can get to it. Don't overlook when he is behaving. So this is especially important outside. When he is focusing on you, praise the crap out of him for that. Does he check in with you, do you think, naturally? Or is he like, what's this?
I mean,
What's
he's
this?
very stimulated outside.
Okay.
So
I
I
think
a
that
little
will
bit.
be
If I say
solving
when I say his
everything.
name, you know, he'll look up at me.
That's the first step for sure, because there's some dogs that are literally like, I cannot hear you, I can't hear you. But I always say it's at like a 6-month mark for puppies, so you can expect that after 4 months of having him to somewhat go through like a testing phase. So in the beginning, when you first bring him home,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
totally
think,
different. I mean, he is different in a lot of ways.
yeah, I don't think you're gonna really, with his temperament, I don't think you'd go through a lot, but you may be like, well, why is he all of a sudden chewing on the couch, like out of
Right.
nowhere? And it's just when the dog gets really comfortable, he's like, oh, well, what will happen if I don't have self-control and I just chew on whatever I want?
Yeah.
So to prevent that, just make sure you are telling him the things that are right, you know, because we don't know his background, so you have to think of him as like a little puppy and let him know that those toys are what I want you to chew on. So the last thing is to make sure that you never repeat a command and make sure that he knows I say something once and I mean it. Because if I tell him sit 3 times and then he sits, the next time I say it, he's gonna think I don't have to sit until I'm told 3 times, or let's see how many times she'll say it before she just gives up.
Yeah.
Luckily, you're not really seeing the stubbornness, like he doesn't have a very stubborn personality, but again, like during that testing phase, that might come out a little bit, so
He will
it's
sit pretty easily, but he certainly won't stay, you know. So
Okay.
Yeah, that's
we'll
why I
tell
was
him.
doing a little bit of
You're
the
doing
weight
stay?
with. I was doing
Oh,
a little bit
wait.
of the weight with him.
yeah, we'll show you all kinds of commands to like work on with him and how to just build a good base with the
Sit.
stay and all of that for
Yes.
sure. You're gonna have lots of homework. So what am I supposed to do?
Sit. Wait. Okay.
Good boy. And so right there especially, like people want to be like, wait, or like stay, and we'll explain the difference between the two.
Just reinforce the hand signal. And you can make kissy noises, repeat his name, do any kind of noise really, except repeat the command.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
So as long as you still
You guys
have
would just hit, you should see what I do. I like walk around the apartment, stay.
everybody does, don't worry. And when you have that gesture up, that's what you're telling him. So like stay. So that's all you need to do. He needs to know, he needs to listen to you after one time. So as long as you
Down.
still have his focus, all it takes, see right there, she could have said it a few times. All it takes is
Wait.
patience and reinforcing that hand gesture. If though you say sit and he runs the other way, you're not just gonna wait your whole day for him to come back to you. So then what you can do, like Jackie just said, is repeat his name or any kind of sound. Like we like to use the kissy sound. Dogs respond to that. I'm like, does he know like a go to your bed command at all?
I mean, sometimes if I give him a treat or his toy, I'll say like, go to your spot, which he doesn't.
Go to your spot,
He
is
doesn't
what you mean?
really know it, but
Okay.
that's what I've been saying.
Okay, I'll show you how to do this because this will be something really good because that's going to be super important. Like this will be the perfect thing to redirect him to. It's like you can't tell him no for being like loving, right?
Yeah,
like it's
I
like
know.
you can't. So, but what you can do is if it's a little too much, is direct him somewhere else to just kind of take a break. What you just want to do. This is pretty easy, but you just need to practice it.
Okay.
Instead of like bringing the treat all the way here, he's only ever going to go. Yeah.
Insane.
Down. Yes. He's only ever going to go like where the treat is then.
Yeah.
So what you want to do is tell him, so you like to use go to your spot, right?
Yeah, go to your spot.
Sit. Yes, I'm gonna start from far away. So the harder thing first. Go to your spot.
He gets the two confused. When I say go to
Totally.
your spot, he often just sits. Or
Yes,
lays
very
down.
common. So once he does that, that means it's not clicking at this distance, go a little bit closer. So what you wanna do is just Give it a few seconds to let it click though. So, because so many people just jump to like, okay, he didn't do it.
Right.
I'm just gonna walk him all the way over here. So we're starting with the hardest thing first. Treats are in my left hand. And I'm still not gonna say it again. Yes! Good boy! And see, if I didn't give him those kind of 5 seconds, I would have had to walk him all the way over. And then you're never gonna get him doing it from wherever you are.
Yeah,
You have to start. So once it's clicking from this distance, then you can start doing it further and further away. Go to your spot. And this is super important to only say it once though,
Yeah.
to let it all click. Like it seems like, always seems like kind of a mess. Yes, good boy. He's all over the place, but
Yeah.
if you say it one time and you have patience, he's gonna be able to respond to that faster and faster and faster. Go to your spot. Once he kind of lays down, it's a sign that like,
He's getting there.
yeah. Yes! Good boy! Yes! No, it's
It's
a
actually
sign that
crazy
he's,
how much that does work. It's so much better than
than what he was
than
doing
what he's
before.
been doing, yeah.
Yeah, you just, and I know he's gonna love this brain work too. You can tell he
Yeah.
likes to think on his own. Go to your spot. I think once he lays down, it's like a sign that like he's not getting. Yes. And that jump. That jumping up is a little bit different, obviously, than when he's first greeting somebody. He thinks like that's how he has to get someone's attention.
Yeah.
When he is just sitting down, definitely don't overlook that. So then on top of that, I'll show you like a stay. How to do that.
That's gonna be the.
Go to your spot. All the way. Yes. Good boy. So with the stay, what you want to do is set him up for success with the stay. So many people jump to the end goal. Like if you wanted him to stay while you go all the way over there, they just keep doing repetition and repetition of that. Go to your spot. Yes. Sure can do it. Yes, good boy. Can I tell him stay? Remember this one's, have you been doing this stay? Full hand. Stay. You take one step back. One step back to him. Yes. Okay, so since he got one step, I'm going to do 2 steps this time. Stay. Yes. This is just a really good way to build a good base of the stay. So I'm going to do 3. Stay. And you can do the same thing like what I'm doing with steps. You can do that with time, like 5 seconds and 10 seconds. I was gonna say if he got up during that time, which was great that he didn't, what would be important is that the next time, one, I totally reset.
Okay.
Because so many people are like, stay, the dog gets up a little, they're like, and then he kind of goes back, and then they continue with that. And that's all what stay is. It's like, no, the second he gets up, it's kind of like, no, you messed up. We reset and decrease the number of steps or time, whatever, the next time. So that's a really good way to build the stay. So with these self-control exercises, the jumping up like that is gonna stop.
Okay.
He's just kind of confused about like what gets him the treat.
Yeah.
So adding in the wait, the stay, and then this go to your bed will show him these other things on how he gets a treat. You don't have to jump up in my face to tell me that you want a treat.
Right.
Does that make sense with the stay?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, perfect.
Totally.
So then what we want to do with the wait, we want to do the wait and then we'll do like a release to go and say hi to the person that's like coming in.
Yeah.
Okay. And again with the wait,
You want them to stay there.
yep, until
Definitely.
you go
Right.
back to them.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Wait. Okay. Although you can use a stay when you're like going out the door, like I wouldn't use a weight because then he's thinking he does get to come to you.
Right.
So although he's not gonna hold the stay until you get back hours later, I would use the stay.
Okay.
And I would try to use like the go to your spot. This is a perfect spot so he can't be watching when you're leaving. It's weird because if you just keep exposing a dog over and over to you leaving, people think like, oh, he'll just get over it because that's how humans get over things, is just exposing them to it. But dogs are the opposite. You have to shift his mind somewhere else. So he's like, oh, I was on my bed, mom left, and it's not a big deal. You know, I didn't have to like be anxious about it. So that's perfect, and you're semi-doing that, like telling him to sit, the down, and the stay, which is perfect. So just transferred over here. Yeah, just transferred over here a little. Okay, so what you should start doing then with, and you can use a wait or a stay when somebody's coming, but somebody has to buzz in, so that's perfect. So then you know somebody's coming up. So right when you do that, I would tell him to go to his bed. So Jackie will do that. Go to your spot.
Yeah, because he definitely runs right into the elevator.
When he hears that buzzer, his excitement is building up.
He doesn't even really listen to me when I say his name once he hears the doorbell.
Got it. Okay, so this will be really good to bring him back down here before somebody comes up. Because if he greets somebody and he's already at this excitement level, he's through the roof. He's not going to be able to control himself. So someone comes up. Hi. I'll say hi. Hi. Yes, good boy. Yes, good boy. I wish we could do like a pretend
That's
buzzer.
like a buzzer, yeah.
There's sort of a noise I can
Oh, there
make,
it is.
but not like totally, but
Okay.
I actually, if we hold this
Which
down,
one?
it is. That actually is exactly what
Okay,
it is.
perfect. So I'll do that, and then Jack will act like.
Go to your spot.
Not yet. Wait till like the buzzer. Just be like hanging out, like oh. If you don't know when somebody's coming. Yeah, don't be like. Yay. Go to your spot. So this would be the first thing to practice, because see how excited he's like when somebody's here? Is when nobody's even here, you can practice this. So it's his natural instinct then, instead of running to the door or the elevator, when he hears that sound, that means go to my bed.
Okay.
So that'd be step one, because you don't always have to practice this when someone's actually here. It's good to break it up,
Okay.
because you're not always gonna have that time.
So what, should I press the buzzer sometimes and then have him go
And
to
then
a
tell him,
spot?
go to a spot. And then that's it.
Got it.
Yeah, just to get that faster and faster. He hears the buzzer and goes to a spot. Then it will be a wait. Hi! Go say hi. Yes! Good. Hi, good boy. Such a good hi. Essentially what you want it to be is like all focus on you with the wait. And then it's almost like a command to have to go and say hi to somebody.
Right.
And then he comes back to you for a treat.
Okay.
So he should come and sit in front of that person just like he did, but then back to you. And this is not going to take away his friendliness at all. It just keeps it very controlled. So he should know there's like a treat waiting back at you. Because if like this person is the end goal,
Yeah.
it's all going to just escalate and he's going to get out of control with that. Just excitement, of course. So you want it to be like, okay, go say hi, like a command. He says hi and then is back at you. Because then you're the end goal. So while he's here, he's thinking about going back to you. That will help him a ton. Hey, who's here? Hey, who's here? And only saying it once here is super important too. Hi. Yes. Wait. Hi. And I'll go say hi. Hey. Sit. Yes. Hi, Pinky. Exactly what we want. Right back to you.
So many friends.
Yeah, that's
boy.
perfect.
Okay, got
And even though she,
So let's do it.
And she'll probably be like,
Hey. On your spot. Pinky. So this is where like you'll definitely wanna practice. Oops, free one. You'll definitely want to practice this a lot before someone's actually here. 'Cause, like obviously
totally.
right
I mean,
now.
there's a lot
happening.
Yeah.
I know it's not a.
Because people are like, okay, let's see now if he can do it when someone's here. He probably won't be able to, honestly. So you have to exhaust.
Less than an hour.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect it all
You
to
have
happen
to
so
practice
quickly
it
anyway, yeah.
in his like less excited state,
Right.
and then apply it as like the next challenge level up.
Totally.
And the goal for you would be to move away and not have to be like, wait right here. Show him the treat, like really focus him right now to stay on you. Have it like really close to his face, I would say.
He's focused on it.
Yeah.
It's real focus.
Good.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard not to repeat the.
I know, but the first step is just knowing it and like you'll catch
Right,
yourself.
right. I
Just
just
say
think
it
I do
last.
this
Yeah.
already.
I know. Ah. It will make him a little bit more patient too.
Hey, brother. We're just having a training session.
Hello to my little nephew. She's so excited. And anytime he's all excited like this, then you can always just redirect him to his bed, because that's kind of his chill spot, you know?
He gets
Like direct him to his bed.
the majority of the time he's not this crazy,
Just
but
when
right
somebody
now
comes.
especially.
Yeah.
He knew I was coming.
No, Hank, don't do that, but stay with him. And if he gets the same reward of like your attention,
Right.
hanging out with you no matter how he acts, why not lose all control, you know? So
Right.
that's perfect.
Hi. Good boy. Did you miss me? Good boy.
Doing some good stuff in a short period of time.
Yes.
Oh my god, why is he so funny? He really is funny, isn't he?
Very interesting looking dog too. Like he's so cute.
Okay, last thing, do you wanna take him outside quick just to see?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, good. You can tell when he's kind of relaxed, and then a sit right after is important too. You can tell when he's relaxed because he did that like side butt sit. He's like, fine, I give up. Yes. So the sit out of after the wait is equally as important, because if you just do wait, he's thinking like wait. Okay means free for all.
Right.
And okay is the release word that we're using. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Or you can use go, whatever you want.
Yeah, no, okay, it's good.
Yes. So make sure you get him to sit so that he knows like wait means you can go out the door, but you still need to have full control. Down. And anytime he jumps, I would maybe just make him go down instead. Yes. So just kind of redirecting, like when you feel like you want to jump, lay down. And if anything, he doesn't have to lay down each time, but it will just keep him closer to the ground.
Seriously.
What do you do? Yes, good. Okay. So yeah, you can kind of see already he's mentally in his own world, right?
Oh, for sure.
Do you bring treats on the walk? Down?
Yeah, I do.
Yes.
Because when I see dogs coming, I typically start to give them treats. So he
Okay.
associates it. I don't know if that's the right thing to do, but.
I would just start, like I said, like just be getting his focus before. This whole thing will set us up to, you have lots of doors to go out of to work on the weight and show him his focus. Sit. Yes. Wait. Ah. Okay. Good boy. And then the goal is obviously to keep increasing that, so open the door more and more and more. Sit. So right now, if he's like just mentally in his own world already, the second a dog comes around, he's gone, right?
Oh, yeah.
Sit.
I know, I'm curious if we'll run into
Yes,
another.
I know, I hope
See
we
it.
do. Hank, excuse me. And so a lot of people would tell me like they don't have time to do all this each walk, but I always say if this takes an extra few minutes, that should be a few minutes off his walk, because the brain work goes way further. Yeah, perfect. Wait. The brain work will tire him out a lot too. Oh, that doesn't get you out. Yeah, yes. And time is your best friend a lot too. Like when you first get in this position, people are like, oh, there's no way that I'll get his focus. But he eventually kind of gives in. Hank, so right now he's thinking his release word or action is my hand go to the door. He's like, that means we go.
Exactly.
But we want to rewire that so he thinks no matter what I'm doing here, no matter if I'm doing this, the door's open, he's just waiting for my okay word. Which will come. He has no idea like what he's even waiting for at this point. He's like, I've never had to wait out the door my whole life. Yes. So I want hand going to the door to mean look back up at me before I say okay. Hank, yes. Wait.